Frame it any way you want, but this homestand after the break is a critical one for the Royals. And after 2 wins, the Royals have picked up 2 games in the standings. Today, they go for a sweep with Big Game James on the mound next on Fox Sports Kansas City. Royals baseball comes to you from Kauffman Stadium, where the Royals and Tigers have played 5 straight one-run games. The Royals have won 4 of those, including the first 2 of this series. Hi, everyone. Welcome back to the ballpark. I'm Ryan Lefevre, and we opened last night telling you that we thought the Royals' chances were good against Detroit because Jeremy Guthrie was on the mound, and he pitched very well against the Tigers as a Royal. Well, we begin the same way today as James Shields takes the mound, not against Justin Verlander, going up against Doug Fister. And in his career against Detroit, he is 5-1. He has a couple of no decisions against the Tigers this year. The Royals won both of those games. He went 7 innings in each of those first 2. And we welcome in Rex Hudler and James Shields. Didn't quite finish the first half the way he wanted to, but I'm sure he wants to continue his team's momentum in his first start today.
Having Big Game James on the mound today to try to get the sweep, you got to like your chances, Ryan, just like you talked about the last 2 games. Starting pitching sets the tempo, and you got a guy like James Shields. If he can somehow find a way to navigate through that first inning where he's had so much trouble this year, we could see James Shields go deep into the game. He's got the stuff, and believe me, the opponents know it. Changeups, sinkers, everything that moves away from lefties and righties, he's got a nice little breaking ball. There it is. Sliders away. And Salvi calling you behind the plate. That's beautiful stuff right there, folks. So look, you got your ace going. You got to like your chances, but they got to score him some runs. We'll see what can happen. Find the holes against Fister.
And if the Royals can sweep, it would not be their first sweep of the year, but it would be their first sweep against a team with a record above 500, and they could pick up another game in the standings.
By the Royals bullpen, and Shields just finished his warm-up tosses a little while ago as he gets set for the Tigers, and it'll be worth watching as it always is in the first inning. That has been the trouble spot for James Shields this year, and really no answer as to why. I mean, he goes about his same routine the same way every single time, but he does have a 7.65 ERA in the first inning. That's 17 runs in 20 starts after the first 2.43 ERA. This hasn't necessarily been a problem in the past. He gave up a total of 8 runs in the first inning last year, 11 the season before. Now against Detroit, 2 outings this year, they scored 1 run in each of those outings, but he went on in both of those games to pitch 8 innings the first, 7 the second. He usually finds a way to right the ship. Chris Getz, probably do not see him today, but boy, this injury, it looked worse than it was, where he had that knee injury last night on the ball at deep second base, shallow right field. After the game, Ned Yost said that it would not be a DL situation, and today, saying that he is much better. They could use him in an emergency situation. Mike Moustakas, that will be a Moose Phantom Cam, and he will try to get things going just as he did yesterday. Royals and Tigers coming up next. I'm Joe Goldberg. Enjoy the game. but he does have a 7.65 ERA in the first inning. That's 17 runs in 20 starts after the first 2.43 ERA. This hasn't necessarily been a problem in the past. He gave up a total of 8 runs in the first inning last year, 11 the season before. Now against Detroit, 2 outings this year, they scored 1 run in each of those outings, but he went on in both of those games to pitch 8 innings the first, 7 the second. He usually finds a way to right the ship. Chris Getz, probably do not see him today, but boy, this injury, it looked worse than it was, where he had that knee injury last night on the ball at deep second base, shallow right field. After the game, Ned Yost said that it would not be a DL situation, and today, saying that he is much better. They could use him in an emergency situation. Mike Moustakas, that will be a Moose Phantom Cam, and he will try to get things going just as he did yesterday. Royals and Tigers coming up next. I'm Joe Goldberg. Enjoy the game.
Play the Powerball and Mega Million Scratchers game to win $100 grand or more. And by your Kansas City Chevy dealer, the official vehicle of the Kansas City Royals. So a critical homestand for the Royals after the All-Star break, and they begin with 2 wins against the first-place Tigers. And today's game is brought to you in high definition by Time Warner Cable, the official TV, internet, and home phone provider of the Kansas City Royals. So fortunately for the Tigers, even though they've lost the first 2 games to the Royals, Cleveland has lost their first 2 games in Minnesota. So they still have a game-and-a-half lead over the Indians, but now their lead over the Royals is down to 6. The Royals would like to see that turn into 5, going for the 3-game sweep. And here's how Jim Leyland has the Tigers lined up today.
You see the All-Stars are in there, but so far they haven't made a big difference. And watch out for Peralta, though. Peralta's really had some nice numbers against James Shields in his career. 9 ribbies, 3 home runs. Watch out for him. Bottom of that line, nice to see Brian Pena in there. We'll see what he can do. He's a very good signal caller. But you're looking for some offense from some of them, in the bottom third. They got to get some action down there. And big game James, he's really got to concentrate on getting through the first inning. Joe Goldberg, right before the show started here, talked about the importance of getting through the first inning. He's allowed 17 first inning runs. So if he can just keep these guys in the park, he'll be all right. He's given up 12 home runs, 8 to righties, 4 to left-handers. Sinkers, changeups, sliders, curveballs, everything down and underneath these powerful bats. Don't want to wake them up. And defending behind James Shields is one of the best outfield throwing arms there are in baseball. I mean, they're consistently throwing out guys. 24 assists this year. That's currently third in Major League Baseball. They've got really good infield. Tejada's getting a chance to play second base with the injured Chris Getz. We'll see what kind of energy he brings today, and that's almost a guarantee energy. Hopefully some production from the bat.
And this continues to be a very close series last year and this year between the Royals and the Tigers. Not necessarily wins and losses. The Tigers dominated last year. The Royals are 5-2 against the Tigers this year, but close as far as the individual games. 22 of the last 26 have been decided by 2 runs or less, and 15 of those have been 1-run games. As James Shields is high, and ball 1 to begin the game to Austin Jackson, who is hitless in this series. He's been on base with a walk, and he has scored 1 run. 1-1.
And you know, another note on the Royals defense is they've gone 10 straight games without making an error. That's pretty good. The team record's 11 straight errorless games. So they've been very good out there to go with that starting pitching.
1-2 on Jackson. Defense good for the most part last night. Excellent in game 1 on Friday behind Urban Santana in his 7 1/3 scoreless innings.
A little bit of a mix-up at first base almost cost him, though, in last night's game. There was no error, but just a little hesitation there between Hosmer and Guthrie.
Slider catches the outside, and right away we see that it's a bigger strike zone today than it was last night as Shields gets the corner and opens the game with a strikeout.
Vic Carapazza doing the calls and balls and strikes behind the plate. He's just in his 3rd season, so he's a young umpire. Once again, we have the Phantom Cam, and that shows you every little detail of the pitchers. The way he throws the ball, the grips that he has, and the stress on the arm we're able to see.
Torrey Hunter had a very strong finish to the first half. He had 5 straight multi-hit games before heading to the All-Star game, and for him it was his 5th All-Star game. But just 1 for 8 in this series, and he's down in the count 0-2.
And you know, he's got a lot of family here in the Kansas City area, a lot of uncles, aunts, and a lot of family. And I saw him after the game, and man, he's got quite a pass list.
There was a time when he had 5 uncles who lived in Kansas City, and,
Right.
and growing up in Arkansas, he spent a lot of summers in Kansas City going to Worlds of Fun, and even spent some time here at Kauffman Stadium. And early in his career, as he shakes off the effects of a foul ball, playing for the Minnesota Twins, he said that the ballpark that he looked forward to more than any other was here because he spent so much time here as a fan.
Yeah, he didn't need that little foul off of his quad right there, though. Fortunately, didn't hit him in the knee, but that he fouled that ball squarely off his leg. And you know, last year towards the end of the season when he was with the Angels, I went in there and kind of politicked all I could because I knew he was going to be a free agent. He said, "Torrey, this team could use you, Kansas City here." He goes, "Hud, it would be a beautiful opportunity for me to play for the Royals." Look at that nice pitch, finished him off with a slider. But of course, Detroit came calling.
But technically, I guess he went calling. That was a team that he wanted to play for.
But he had good words for the Royals. But he wants to win a championship, and he figured that Detroit had the best chance, and he's right. But he missed this by a mile.
Which in baseball terms is 2.5 inches. That's
exactly
the baseball scale.
You're
2.5 inches is a mile.
That's the truth, though. In this game, they say it's all about inches, and that's the truth. Might be a cliche, but the reason those cliches are out there is because that's part of the game.
More evidence of a pitcher-friendly strike zone today. 10 pitches thrown by James Shields, 8 strikes to Jackson Hunter and now Miguel Cabrera. And you almost want to whisper this, but he's just 1 for 7 with a run scored in this series. Well,
you got that one.
I guess I whispered too loud.
You did.
Or maybe he's just really good and eventually he's going to get a big hit.
And that's exactly why Jim Leyland bats in third. You want him to come to the plate in the first inning. He knew it on contact. Just the only question was he going to stay fair? But he has the ability to pull his hands in.
Look at how far that is inside.
Yeah, that's way in there. So he's quick. See how he's able to keep his hands inside that to keep it from hooking? That takes time. You got to learn that. A lot of guys will dominate their top hand and hook that ball and will go foul.
Oh, and 1 to Prince Fielder.
Okay, you have to be able to stay inside of that ball. Look at that, no vibration at all. He hit that as cleanly as you can strike a ball.
And for most hitters, if they swing at a pitch like that, their bat shatters into 17 pieces, and somebody will say, why did you swing at that pitch? It's not a strike. It's not even close to being a strike. 1-2 on Fielder. Been very quiet against the Royals all year until last night. He had 2 base hits, 2 lineouts to the outfield, and he was on deck when the game ended. Or rather in the 8th inning, that critical 8th inning when the Tigers had runners at second and third, 2 outs in a 1-run game. And Ned Yost was confronted with, does he pitch to Cabrera or does he walk Cabrera and pitch to Fielder? They elected to pitch Cabrera very carefully and got an inning-ending ground ball against him. That slider not called a strike, and it's 2-2. Good pitch, had him reaching. So Shields comes back after the Cabrera home run. Fielder flies to center, and the Tigers have a 1-0 lead on home run number 31 from Miguel Cabrera. Important. There aren't some more important than others, and even with that, the Royals have played with a sense of urgency in the first 2 games of the Tigers and taking the first 2, going for the sweep. And here's Ned's lineup today against Doug Fister.
All right, interesting to see, as our all-stars, of course, are highlighted. Gerard Dyson getting a chance. And, you know, against a sinker baller like Fister, not a bad idea. You got Dyson at the bottom of the lineup. He becomes your second leadoff guy. They're looking for some action from Dyson to get on base and cause some havoc. Pfister has a very quick windup. You see that. He's going to sink his fastball. He's going to cut it. And he's a ground ball guy. Slow curve, pitches, throws those to righties, and a changeup. But he typically has very good tempo. Comes right at you. And if you try to pull him, you're going to hit right into his trap. Ground balls. So you got to really try to stay inside of the baseball when you try to square him up. Stay inside, shoot the ball to the opposite field. If he gives you something up, then you can go ahead and pull him. He's given up 9 home runs, 7 to lefties, and 2 to righties. He's got Alex.
On 3 pitches. So Pfister has his 94th strikeout of the year.
Good spot.
Going to present a lot of difficult angles being that tall and getting the type of tilt that he does.
No question about it. He uses that as leverage. Good downhill playing. Tigers got all their all-stars out there too.
With a couple of changes at Victor Martinez at first base today. Prince Fielder is the DH. And we already mentioned former Royal Brian Pena is behind the plate as now Hosmer is seeing the effects of a different strike zone today.
So what a player does is he goes back in there and he says, fellas, you better be hacking. Got the big zone, anything close, you better be swinging.
Tigers have really been trying to pitch Eric up when they're ahead in the count. So he lays off that high fastball. 3 hits and a walk in the series, so he's been on base 4 times. Still 1-2.
But you know, it's a fine line at high pitch because the way Hosmer's swinging and that bat staying level through the strike zone, we've seen him deposit some balls in that center field area out there over the fence on pitches that are up. If he can tomahawk that pitch, it's good. 2 strikes. Verlander got him a couple times last night. Swing and miss on him.
2-2. Something to watch with Pfister is because of the break. He is pitching today on 8 days rest. And at times that can affect a movement pitcher. And you will hear that they are too strong, which means their pitches that typically move straighten out.
Or if you're a sinker baller, it doesn't sink.
Flattens out.
Less is more. So that'll be interesting to watch for. Also, he's hit. Hold on.
13 batters.
He's hit at least 1 batter. Ooh, man, he wanted to get that too. He's hit at least 1 batter in 9 of his 19 starts this season. So he leads the major league with 13 hit batters. Yeah, so he's been clipping some guys. But you know, Miguel's going up there now saying, hey, Pfister, yeah, Pfister wanted to make that play because Miguel was way back and off the base. And Miguel was able to call him off.
So Billy with 2 outs and nobody on. 3 out of 7. Had the game-winning RBI on Friday night in what was a 1-0 game. And Pfister misses outside, 1-0. Billy hoping to have the same second half this year as he had last year, which was one of the best second halves as far as batting average in Royals history. He hit .336 after the break last season, trailing only Willie Wilson, who won a batting title later in his career, 1982. That ball gets through Cabrera. And Billy is aboard with 2 outs. Johnny Damon has the best second half as far as batting average in Royals history. That was in 2000.
Okay, you're going to hit it at him. Might as well hit it through him. Hopper ate him up.
And it's an error on Cabrera. Strike on Salvador Perez, who had a big hit last night. The Tigers had the early leads. They got 2 in the first, 1 in the third. So they had 2-0 and 3-1 leads. And the Royals tied it in the third on a 2-out, 2-run double hit by Perez that scored Hosmer and Butler. And the Royals had a 5-3 lead in the fourth. Tigers tied in the fifth. Mike Moustakas hit a home run in the bottom of the fifth. And that was the scoring. Torrey Hunter was playing deep, so that'll drop in front of him. Butler was going on contact, so he'll go first to third. And after 2 outs, the Royals have 2 runners.
Okay, Torrey Hunter, he's one of the best trick masters there are in the game out there. He plays games all the time. He puts his glove up like he's going to be able to make the catch. Usually they'll freeze runners, but not this time. And Salvi, that's a great piece of hitting. That ball was breaking down and away. Salvador goes to the opposite field as well as any Royal hitter. See the phantom cam right there? That's off the end of the bat, but that is a beautiful thing. You just touch it out there and fall in there and sets it up for Lorenzo Cain. Cain is 2 for 3 in his career against Pfister.
And he has an 8-game hitting streak as he steps in here with runners at first and third. And we mentioned Pfister will pitch inside. I told you about the 13 hit batters. He hit 9 in his first 6 starts, and at that time nobody had more than 4 in all of baseball, and Pfister had plugged 9, so that's tailed off a little bit, but still leading the lead. Off his foot.
Pfister, he's allowed 13 stolen bases in 116 outings in his career. So they don't run on him very much. He's quick home. And just in case, Brian Pena, he's thrown out 7 of 25 would-be base stealers for a 21.9%. Now, Salvador may not run, but Ned's got some runners in that lineup there that will challenge him. Pfister gets the ball home quickly.
Good movement. That pitch started outside and tailed over the outside edge. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
He's really pitching him high and tight. He's trying to jam him.
Still 1-2. Pfister had that record-breaking game against the Royals late last year, September the 27th. He struck out 9 straight Royals, which is an American League record. And he had Salvador Perez with 2 strikes when Sal snapped it. And Cain just staying alive at 1 ball, 2 strikes.
That's all you do. You take a page out of Salvador Perez's book last night. Verlander had 2 strikes on him with a couple of big runners on. And he just shortened up his swing and put it in play. That's what you do with 2 strikes. Especially with a runner in scoring position. Lorenzo's at 280 with a runner at second and beyond.
Inside, 2-2. Billy Butler reached on an error with 2 outs. Salvador Perez blooped a single to right, trying to answer the Tigers, who got 1 in the first. And Cain chops it out to short. Peralta will flip to second to end the inning. So the Royals strand 2, and at the end of 1, the Tigers lead 1-0. Martinez leading off, playing at first base today. And Martinez gave the Royals a scare in the ninth inning against Greg Holland. He thought it was gone. Holland thought it was gone. And David Lowe almost made the play in right field. That was the first hit all year for the Tigers against Greg Holland. And fortunately, Martinez, who was at second base with one out, never advanced to third.
And no wonder Leland picked Holland, the All-Star.
Shields throws a strike. Tigers in this series have 16 hits. And 13 of those are singles. And we showed you the Victor Martinez double. Miguel Cabrera has a home run in the first inning today. Alex Avila had a double in the second inning last night. That's it. Everything else has been a single.
And you know, that home run, the Tigers, they hadn't hit a homer in 4 of their last 5 games. Miguel went deep on a pitch that no one else hits that on the park.
Sliced up the left field line and toward the corner, and that's down. Alex will play it to third as Martinez now has doubles and back-to-back at-bats. Going back to last night, his 21st double of the year.
He's just a good all-around hitter. He's a great hitter. Very good approach, inside out.
And now Martinez scans the outfield to see where they're playing Johnny Peralta. Who grounds it past Shields. Tejada fields on the left side of second base and throws him out.
Oh my gosh, I thought no chance they're going to be able to throw him out. Oh. What a play. You don't give up on the ball. Look at this. This ball was funky. It had all kinds of spin, and Tejada on the shortstop side of the base somehow makes a tremendous play. This guy never gives up. He's always very, very involved in everything out there. Communication, plays with passion. Boy, that'll make a highlight reel. Now, Kerwin Danley, the second base umpire, he scrambled to get out of the way of that. And when he did, it looked like he tweaked something in his back. Because he's kind of walking around, bending his back a little bit, like he might have hurt himself. And Victor Martinez, he wasn't sure whether to go to third base or not because he didn't know if James Shields was going to kick it. So he went back to second base. He's still in scoring position, but not a really good read. He should have been able to make it to third easy on that.
So it's Andy Dirks with a runner at second and one out, and now Dirks down, no balls, 2 strikes.
And let's watch Kerwin Danley, the umpire. Watch it. See, now he's having to move. Okay, he had to get down, so that might have hurt him there.
As you said, that was a funky ground ball up the bat of Peralta. That thing hit the grass and took a sharp turn. Otherwise, I think Shields has a chance to make that play. Nice scoop by Hosmer as he goes to the bag. So that's a second out, and Martinez goes to third.
You know, Victor Martinez, he took a little chance there. He took off on contact. Had Hosmer gloved that, they'd have had an inning double play.
So it's the former Royal Brian Pena. Brian was here parts of 2009 and then all of 2010, 2011, and last year. a nice job for the Tigers as their backup, hitting .279.
And he's enjoyed some success off of James Shields going 4 for 8 in his career. He's got a good level swing.
Taken for a strike, 1-2. James Shields has been a strike machine in the first 2 innings. He has now thrown 28 pitches, and only 6 have been out of the strike zone. Back to Shields. So Martinez gets the leadoff double, but Shields works around it. Got a big defensive play from Miguel Tejada that really turned the inning around. Royals coming up in the bottom of the second.
You want it, you got it from your third baseman. Moose was loose last night. 3 hits and this big fly was beautiful. Maybe that'll get him on track.
Well, it worked last night when he came to the plate. We reminded you, as you enjoy a cold one, to look forward to Miller time later in today's game, brought to you by Miller Lite. Moustakas was our guy, and he delivered both on offense and on defense. Made some big plays at third late in the game. And Yost was asked what the best play was turned in by Moustakas, and Ned didn't refer to any of those ground balls that he handled in the 8th and the 9th innings. He wanted to talk about in the first inning when a slow ground ball was hit his way. Instead of trying to force a double play, he came to the plate knowing he was only going to get 1 out, so he tried to prevent a run.
He's right. That was a heady play. Good to see him on both sides of the ball now, playing like he can. But also, too, Trevor Vance in his 29th season with the Royals as the head groundkeeper. I mean, he wasn't the head groundkeeper for all 29 years, but he's been here for a long time. They replaced the infield sod, dirt, the grass there. They put some North Bridge Bermuda in there. And I noticed a difference when we got here. They did that right as soon as the Royals left out on their last road trip before the break.
Pfister for 6-8, looking pretty agile as he goes back and throws out Moustakas.
Anyway, the reason they changed that over is because that type of Bermuda handles the heat and humidity much better here in Kansas City. And what it's doing to the playing surface is it's really tightly groomed, but Bermuda, it slows the ball down a little bit. It's got a little bit of a bite to it, but true hops. And Trevor and his ground screw guys deserve a lot of credit for making that surface there the best surface they can do. They try to provide the best playing surface year round. That type of Bermuda. Ooh.
Well, he's made a big play on defense, and now Miguel Tejada hits a home run to left center field. And you talk about the energy that he would bring to the game today, a day game after a night game, and here we are. We're not even done with the second inning, and he's made an impact with the glove and the bat.
First homer for Miggy since May 24th against the Angels. You know he's going to contribute. And he even contributes when he's not playing because he's a mentor in there. He's a leader, but I'll tell you, you could tell by the sound of that one that he got it all. Slight breeze blowing. Didn't help him because it's blowing to right field.
Now, the question was asked before the game, why is Tejada in there today and not Elliott Johnson if Chris Getz wasn't quite ready? Because there is a right-hand pitcher on the mound, not a lefty. And Ned Yost pointed out that Doug Fister has a reverse split, meaning he's better against lefties than he is against righties. So you don't necessarily stack the lineup with lefties when you face Doug Fister. You're playing into his strengths. Righties are hitting .314. Tejada gets the start and delivers a home run. Escobar is hitless so far in this series and now batting at .242. There's a rare curveball. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
He's got a slow curve. He throws to righties.
Just the 10th home run allowed this year by Fister in 122 innings.
You know, watching Fister, he throws from the third base side of the rubber. He throws across his body. Reminds me of Jared Weaver, starter for the Angels. Goes across his body, can be very deceptive at times.
Peralta throws out Escobar. That's the second out of the inning. Now tomorrow a new series begins for the Royals with the Orioles in town for 4, and Mondays are value days here at Kauffman Stadium thanks to Hy-Vee. You can purchase a $7 Hy-Vee infield or Hy-Vee outfield seat for any Monday home game. So start the week off by taking in the Royals and the Orioles tomorrow, a value Monday.
Okay, you see Gerard Dyson, he faked that bunt. That pulled Miguel Cabrera way in on the grass. First baseman Martinez, he's in too, opens up some lanes.
1-1 on Dyson, who appears in the series for the first time.
Really want Gerard to stay on top of the ball. Utilize that great speed.
In fact, he was trying to go to the left side and fouled it away. 1-2. So the switch in the outfield, Kane goes to right. Dyson goes to center. David Lowe sits for the first time. And through the right side for a base hit. So Dyson down in the count has a 2-out single.
2 for 7 now against Fister in his career. Now we'll see if he's off to the races. Talked about how Fister, guys don't run on him a lot. I guarantee you Gerard's going to attempt one. Good swing. Short, quick, stayed on top of it.
Not running. And the first pitch to Alex is fouled back to the screen. Ryan Pena came jumping out of his crouch as if he looked like he was getting ready to throw if that ball reaches his glove.
Well, Gordon knows that he's going to get some fastballs with Dyson over there. Gets the ball home quicker to Pena to try to throw out Dyson. So the hitter loves that. That's why he was swinging first pitch. He knew that heater was coming. How about making those numbers 10 and 51?
One on Alex. Oh, we just had Mizzou night a couple of nights ago, and coming up on Saturday, August 10th, it's Huskers night here at the ballpark. And that means the first 1,500 fans with a special University of Nebraska ticket can walk out with a limited edition Royals cap. Again, August the 10th. Royals will be playing the Boston Red Sox that night. Huskers night presented by Fox Sports Kansas City. Dyson leaning and flinching. He's going. Pitches a strike, and Dyson is safe ahead of the throw.
Hey, he picked a good pitch to run on the breaking ball. 2-1 count. You can tell he was leaning and he got out of the blocks. Kind of slipped a little bit, but you know, Dyson doesn't have to get the best of jumps every time. Pena with a nice throw. A bit phantom cam, and it really slows it down.
Still 2-2 on Alex.
Alex, a 371 hitter with a runner in scoring position. That's why he took that pitch and let Dyson get in there so he could knock him home.
Third best in the league with runners in scoring position. And right behind him, his teammate Salvador Perez. That is up and in, full count.
Nice to have two Royals in the top 5 in that hitting category. Those clutch hitters.
Goes to the curve. And he strikes out Alex for a second time. Royals get a run on Miguel Tejada's third of the year. And the Tigers are tied at the end of 2.
Tejada!
Aha. Royals, but we ask you, what has been the most important, his biggest attribute? His leadership, his intensity, or his endurance?
That's a great question. Leadership, there's no doubt about what he's done there.
Perez got tangled up with the home plate umpire, Vic Carapazza, and that cost him as he got his glove on it, and it looked like it was in his glove for a moment, but it popped out.
Nonetheless, almost a spectacular catch. And the fans giving it up for Salvi. They love that energy that he brings. And now watch him. Umpire's going to do. He's watching him. He's trying to get out of the way. Nothing. There's no air there. But Salvi, when he caught it, it was right at the end of his catcher's glove. And so when you land, lots of times that ball's going to fall out. Good camera angle, guys. Way to go.
Glad you brought that up, because it's easy to blame the home plate umpire when something like that happens, but Vic Carapazza did exactly what he was supposed to do.
He looked at Salvi and tried to get out of the way.
Many times when a play like that happens, it's because the umpire spent too much time looking up in the sky for the ball and not keeping an eye on Salvador Perez, but he immediately looked for Sal, but they just danced a little waltz for a while until Perez had a shot at the ball. Would that be the waltz?
Could have been, but there was no
tango.
Contact. Yeah, whatever
tango.
Whatever
Two-step.
dances. Yeah, where they just barely even hold hands. They just kind of move. I'm no expert.
Talking about a junior high dance?
I think Goldie, he's probably the best dancer out of all of us.
Really?
He can move.
A couple of close pitches back to back. Count goes from 0-2 to 3-2 on Ramon Santiago. First time that Shields has had a 3-ball count. And now grounded to Hosmer. He gets a nice hop and back to the bag for the first out. Shields has thrown 35 pitches, and only 9 pitches have not been strikes. Don't forget, if you participate in our Sprint Unlimited Answers poll, you get a bounce back text message, which will allow you to register for Crown Club tickets. Leon Allen did that, and he's enjoying the game today right behind home plate.
Let's go back to the Sprint question real quick. There's no question that James Shields' leadership has been important. But for me, I love intensity. I love passion. I like guys that are giving it up for their teams. So if you had to ask me, that's what I would say to him. But Ryan, which one do you think?
I agree with you that, and I'm going to take the intensity and reword it a little bit, and that would be the way he competes. I mean, I think that's really rubbed off on some of the other pitchers. As he goes up the ladder and strikes out Austin Jackson for a second time, and that's 3 strikeouts for James Shields today and 2 down in the 3rd inning.
That's that 4-seamer.
I can't think of a start this year that hasn't been fun to watch, even when it hasn't been one of his best starts. As far as endurance goes, with our Toyota League leaders for today, James Shields is 5th in the league in innings pitched, and if it's a typical James Shields day, when we're done, he'll be 1st in the league in innings pitched, as he only trails Felix Hernandez by 4 innings.
Well, James has lasted 7 innings just once in the last 6 outings. That's after going at least 7 innings 10 times in the first 14 starts. So he has come down a little bit, and largely because of the early pitch count that he's had in the 1st and 2nd innings.
Again, trying to go upstairs as Hunter fouls it away.
Opponents have hit James Shields at 361 in the 1st inning, and then just 228 from the 2nd inning on. So he settles in.
Down and away with a changeup and strikes out Torrey Hunter for a second time. So he has struck out 4 today. Jackson twice, Hunter twice, and he gets the Tigers in order in the 3rd.
Roll on, James.
Volunteer coach for Girls on the Run. Tricia spends her time working with 3rd through 5th graders at Lee A. Tolbert School. And possessing infectious enthusiasm, strong character, and a joyful spirit, Tricia is a great role model in the program and helps every girl feel like they can embrace who they are. Sitting in the Buck O'Neill Legacy seat at today's game, as the Royals and Tigers are tied at 1. Miguel Cabrera homered for Detroit in the 1st inning. Miguel Tejada homered for the Royals in the 2nd. A win today, and the Royals sweep the series, and they're just 5 games out in the Central. Off speed and in for a strike to Hosmer, who popped out to 3rd in the 1st inning. Got it in on him. Still 1-2. Two balls, 2 strikes.
In this series, we've seen both pitching staffs really get some outs with 4-seamers up. It all started in the 1st game. And for Detroit, Anibal Sanchez, he got a lot of outs above the belt. And I think that Verlander took off on that, and then now we're seeing Pfister come up there with his 4-seamer, trying to get some swing and misses.
Big foul, and Hosmer didn't want to give up on it. There was a play, remember, right before the All-Star break that involved Brian Pena. Nick Swisher was hitting for the Indians, and there was a foul ball up the line. Nick Swisher gave up on it. Brian Pena did not. And for emphasis, Brian Pena didn't throw to first. He ran 57 yards back to the batter's box to tag out Nick Swisher.
Swisher said, "My bad."
Oh. That is the 3rd strikeout for Pfister, his 2nd straight, and both with a curveball.
That was a bender.
Interesting numbers for Doug Pfister, because for most pitchers, you either get them first time through the order or they get progressively worse. They're good first time through, give up more hits second time through, even more hits third time through. What do you make of a guy who's knocked around second time through, and then he is at his best third time through the order?
Well, numbers are always interesting, but they don't always tell the real story. But for the second time through, you've already seen him once. You got a pretty good idea about him. The second time you come up and you're on him. That's about as easy as you can explain that.
And then, obviously, he's making an adjustment because third time through the order, his batting average drops about 100 points.
You're correct. This is a day-to-day adjustment. And sometimes in your own at-bat, or for a pitcher, he might make an adjustment pitch per pitch. Solid stroke. No vibration. And you know, we show that phantom cam, and that tells us a lot by watching it. But a hitter, when you hit one squarely, they'll tell you, I didn't even feel it.
Perez felt that. I think it got him on the shoulder, thankfully. And Doug Fister walking toward home plate. I think he wants to make sure Salvador Perez is all right. That was not intentional. You don't see pitchers do that very often, but Sal is quickly establishing himself as one of those players that everybody in the league respects.
Well, we saw him last night get out of the way, and that's exactly how you do it. A lot of young players playing Little League Baseball out there don't really know how to react when a ball's coming at you like that. You turn your back to it quickly. That's how he did the right thing. See if Lorenzo Cain can make it hurt.
And Lorenzo had a shot to drive in a run in the first inning. The Royals had runners at first and third and 2 down. Fister got him on a ground ball. He is in with a strike, 0-1.
We talked about it earlier, but there it is. And he just plunked Salvi. That gives him 14.
That was a mistake there. That pitch was supposed to be inside, and Cain fouls it away, 0-2.
Hey, but remember, when you try to pull him, you're going to fall right into his trap. You're going to hit a lot of ground balls. You're going to sink. Now, if it's elevated, you got a better chance. But when it's down low and you're trying to pull him, you're hoping to find a hole there and not hit into a double play.
Curveball stayed up. Lorenzo is asking for catcher's interference. Vic Carapazza is saying no. And the Tigers were concerned for a moment. Their trainer was out of the dugout, so there was some sort of contact between Cain and Brian Pena. Cain thought it was interference. So now Vic Carapazza motioning to the Royals dugout as if the contact was after the swing. Yeah. Cain obviously felt like there was some sort of contact in the middle of his swing.
We saw none.
So Mike Moustakas, who had a great game yesterday, 3 hits, a home run that put the Royals in front, flawless on defense. So he's the guy the Royals want up now, and he has good numbers in the past against Fister. He has Butler at second, Perez at first.
But there is one stat that's still too low for Moose's ability. 0-60 with runners in scoring position.
Well, the curve's been a big pitch for Fister the last 2 innings, and it's 0-2.
So once you've seen it once or twice, that big curve, then you start making mental notes of that, and you don't give up on it with a big break like that.
That one stayed very high, and Fister immediately looks at his fingertips as the ball slipped out of his hands. And luckily for him, so high that Moustakas couldn't do anything with it. And now Moustakas thinks that contact was made with that pitch hitting him on the leg. He was doing everything humanly possible to get out of the way. And the curve strikes him out. So he strikes out.
Let's see him. Let's see if it. What?
Phantom cam. 5,000 square feet, Hud. Warms up before we start the fourth inning. I don't know if it was because of the inning strikeout or because of this. Now, it took Phantom Cam to show you that that pitch from Doug Fister just barely nicked him on the right thigh. Phantom Cam last night, you see the dust come off the end of Billy Butler's bat, and Billy argued that he had made contact, which apparently he did. So it's these pieces of technology, to be perfectly honest with you, are great for television. They're great for the fans, not so good for the umpires, and I think the same as we welcome in Jeff Montgomery. And this all started in the NFL when the number of cameras increased at football games, and quite frankly, technology could pick up things that the officials could not, and that forced the NFL to go to instant replay, and that's where we have arrived on a limited basis in baseball, and it's probably only going to expand.
Well, I think if you have the opportunity to get it right with the technology and the equipment available, you have to use that and get it right when you have the opportunity to do it. And more equipment and advances, we're going to see ways to get it right almost every time.
You know, and that's the net goal, is you want to get it right. But I think in many ways what instant replay has done, it's protected the officials, because there are people who are thousands and thousands of miles away watching a game in their living room, and they can see things in super slow motion that officials who are actually at the event can't see.
And I think even if you ask officials, they want to get it right. Obviously, there's an accountability issue at times when players are accountable for their actions. Everyone has to get it right, but I think even the officials want to make sure that if there's a way to do it and have the game determined by what actually occurs on the field, they want to get it right as well.
We're going to see some expanded replay next season.
Do you think we'll see things like what happened to Billy Butler last night or Mike Moustakas
it's
today?
It's possible. It all depends on what Joe Torre thinks.
Deep center field, Dyson to the wall, he makes the play and slams into the padding.
And how about Miguel Cabrera? He's the first to applaud a great catch. Shields thought he had him struck out. So the next pitch, he thought he was going to get some extra bases on that, and Shields is giving it up to Dyson. Great running catch. And we've seen a lot of that by Royals outfielders, and that's saving runs. Even though there was nobody on, Miguel's going to get at least a double there.
Boy, and listen to the crowd. They showed a replay up on Crown Vision and then a shot of Gerard Dyson. As Fielder hits it through the right side, so that makes the play by Dyson even bigger as Fielder is 1 for 2. That's the fun part about the Royals being in it. Now, are they in it right now? Maybe 6 games out. I mean, we'd like to see them 5, maybe 4 games out. We'd certainly like to see them in second place, but meaningful games later in the year means that plays like that are appreciated a lot more.
Yeah, and it's great when big crowds have the opportunity to see guys do that. Really, every game of this series, we've seen some spectacular outfield play, and that'll keep bringing them back.
Plus,
Ball 1 to Victor Martinez.
You know, as young as the Royals are, and the range they have in the infield, they make spectacular plays all the time, every game. So this is a team with speed and energy, and they're fun to watch.
And a strike to Martinez.
Especially Ryan and Monty, airtight defense last 10 games.
All right, Monty, let's talk pitching now. Now, James Shields has never been a pitcher that's been all over the place. I mean, he's been a strike thrower, but really a strike thrower today. He's thrown 50 pitches, 39 strikes.
I think a lot of that, Ryan, is just he's seemingly on a mission to do everything humanly possible to help this team complete the sweep of the Detroit Tigers, understanding how important this series was, this entire homestand, the importance of that. And you get a guy like James Shields going on the mound, he takes his A game in situations like this.
Okay, what about your thoughts on this one?
What do you think about this, Monty?
I got to go B. I like the intensity that he has out there.
We all agree with you, Monty.
What about Joel? Martinez doubled first time up. Fielder has a tiny lead over at first, and it's grounded to Tejada. And this should be an easy double play. So Dyson set up the inning with a great play up against a wall in center field. And then Shields gets a ground ball double play for Martinez. And the Tigers send just 3 to the plate in the 4th inning.
In the majors, and Doug Fister certainly a part of this loaded rotation, but you know, he's been up and down guys, and they need him to be better. In those last 5 starts, 3 times he's given up 6 earned runs, and then the other 2 starts have been good. But talking to their people today, as there's Miguel making the play on Miguel. Nice job by Miguel Cabrera there to get Miguel Tejada. But talking to their people today, they said he's just been inconsistent with his command, and this is a guy that usually has that great two-seamer. He's been inconsistent with that. His curveball and his cutter have been effective at times, not at others. Maybe he has one bad inning here and there, but they said they really need him to have a good second half, which he usually does, because if he struggles or is still inconsistent, and you add in what we saw from Verlander last night, good but not dominant Verlander, that rotation doesn't quite look the same.
Yeah, and he's a guy that when they acquired him in 2011, he really did a great job at helping these guys get to where they needed to be, and he's actually a below 500 pitcher, but he's pitched really well in his opportunities with the Tigers.
And a base hit past Peralta. So Escobar had been hitless in his last 10 at-bats. He wipes that away, and he's on with one out.
You know, Miguel Cabrera, he doesn't get a lot of credit for his glove, but he's got really good reaction down there. Okay, this is a tough play. He made it look easy. His backhand, he slides to it, very agile for a big man. And there was no question in Jim Leland's mind when they moved him over there last year if he could play third base. He's a fine athlete. Played a lot of third base coming up with the Miami Marlins, Florida Marlins.
He looks like a more trimmed down Miguel Cabrera to me than what we remember from the past.
I agree.
He's refocused and rededicated.
Dyson showing bunt. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Yeah, not a bad opportunity to hit and run here. Dyson can just hit that ball on the ground, let Escobar take off, a chance to go first to third if he can find a hole. Escobar 12 for 12 in steals this year. Really good at picking his spots when he runs.
Dyson singled to right in the second inning and stole a base. And now in the dirt, 2 balls and 1 strike.
Seeing a lot of pitchers when Dyson's in there try to throw him above the belt because they want him to hit the ball in the air. They don't want him to use that speed on the ground. That 4-seam fastball. Monty, as a closer, you probably didn't use your 4-seamer that much, but it's an effective pitch. Did you use it that much?
I actually used it quite a bit because I got good life on my 4-seam fastball. Actually, my 2-seam fastball is much more difficult for me to command, so I would go with the 4-seamer more frequently than I actually did the 2-seamer. So across the seams, but because I fell off the side, we see a lot of pitchers fall off. I created some movement or some life from my 4-seam fastball, so it's kind of a luxury for me to be able to throw the 4-seamer and get that late life.
Dyson taking all the way, 3-2. Thing with Pfister, we were talking about all the angles that he creates being 6'8". I mean, first of all, there's a lot of downward on his sinker, but I mean that curveball's coming out of crown vision. Escobar runs. Dyson hits it hard on the ground. Out at second base as Escobar did not slide.
Hit and run was on. I think if he slides, he beats that. He's watching it.
And slowing down. Try pasta the Panera way. Live consciously, eat deliciously. By Ford. See the new F-150 at your Midwest Ford dealer today. And by ATT Uverse. Check availability at 1-800-PICK-ATT. ATT TV. Rethink possible. Well, another close game so far. That's the norm for the Royals and the Tigers the last 2 years. Royals won game 1 on Friday 1-0. They won last night 6-5 and now tied at 1 into the 5th inning as Peralta jumps on the first pitch. Playable for Kane. 1 pitch, 1 out for James Shields as Peralta's 0 for 2. As we take a look at today's AT&T Uverse rewind and some different angles of James Shields today.
He's got some angles that I didn't really understand the body could put itself in and not hurt itself by throwing a baseball that way. It's just unbelievable with this Fanicam what you can see, the contortions of body he's able to make. Nice change-up grip here.
You know, when James Shields, after he delivers that pitch, his head snaps hard to the first base side. And look, I asked him about that. I said, how do you do that? You're not even looking at the target. How do you throw it like that? He goes, look, it's just a reaction late.
Dyson back to the track at the wall. Did he get it? Just over his glove for a home run. The crowd thinks that he caught it. He came very close. And Andy Dirks has hit his 7th home run of the year, and the Tigers have a 2-1 lead.
Well, he timed it just right. He looked back, knew where he was the whole time. Just over his glove.
Strike on Brian Pena. He grounded back to the mound in the 2nd inning. So, as Hud told you earlier, the Tigers, at least for them, had been in somewhat of a home run drought. They had been homerless in 4 of their last 5 games, including the first 2 games of this series. So they've hit 2 home runs today, but both home runs have come with the bases empty.
You're going to give them up. That's when you have to do it. This Tigers team, we talked about it on the pregame show, only 1 home run against the Royals all season until today. So the Royals pitcher's done a great job in keeping them in the park.
2-1 on Brian Pena.
Too bad Gerard Dyson's not 6 feet 6 inches tall.
Might have had enough to give. That's a high wall, too. There's a slight breeze blowing out of the park today.
You know, and after the game, I'm sure someone will say, well, you know, Shields, he just made a couple of mistakes. Well, first of all, I don't think he's made a mistake to Miguel Cabrera. I mean, that pitch wasn't a strike. And second of all, Andy Dirks, he's a good player, but he had 6 home runs all year. And if you can get him to hit the ball to the deepest part of the ballpark and just barely get it over the fence, I mean, I don't necessarily think that's a mistake, is it?
I don't think it was a mistake. In fact, talking about mistakes, I thought the mistake that he made on Cabrera was a pitch that Gerard Dyson was able to catch at the wall to lead off the previous inning. So sometimes you get away with them, sometimes you don't. But I agree, the pitch that Cabrera hit out of the ballpark, not many hitters even are able to keep that ball fair.
Well, parents, don't forget, you can still sign your kids up for Slugger's Blue Crew, brought to you by the Learning Quest 529 Education Savings Program. Members receive a gray batting practice jersey, a Royals hat, blue wristbands, ticket vouchers, priority access for the Sunday Fun Run, and more for just $25. And you can join right now at Royals.com/Blue Crew. And now Dyson comes in on a fly ball from Santiago. That's the inning. Andy Dirks homers to straightaway center field. 2nd home run for the Tigers today, and they now lead 2-1. Kids Day on Sunday because the little ones are running in the smaller hot dogs. But I think further proof is only a little kid would run with his pants down at his ankles. But that little guy, little Relish, he was going to finish.
Yeah, I love that determination.
Forgot the belt today.
Phantom cam with a photo finish.
Alex has had a tough time today against Doug Fister. Fister struck him out with a fastball in the first inning and then struck him out with a curve in the second. Now broke his bat. Santiago is out from second base. The outfielders will yield, and he makes the play. All right, let's look at the 2 home runs for the Tigers today.
Yeah, again, this pitch is so far inside. A lot of hitters are not even going to keep this ball in fair territory, but Cabrera is so quick with those hands and able to get the bat head out in front, keeps it, just hooks it around. We see Dirks with the pitch from the Fox tracks. The pitch is down in the strike zone. Deepest part of the ballpark. Had just enough of it.
Give him some credit.
Yep.
Dirks put a good swing on. Sometimes we're quick to say, oh, that was a bad pitch or that was a mistake. Man, you know what? You got to give that credit to the hitter sometimes. Most of the time.
Hosmer is popped to third and struck out. And now on the ground to first. Martinez backs up. He'll underhand to Fister. And with 4 pitches, there are 2 down in the bottom of the 5th. Well, we talked about the Orioles coming to town for a 4-game series beginning tomorrow night. Tuesday night is the next installment of T-Shirt Tuesday. 7-10 game, and the first 10,000 fans receive this gray Royals KC T-shirt, courtesy of Microsoft. Gates open at 5:30. Royals.com/T-Shirt Tuesday, or call 1-800-6-ROYALS for tickets. See how this sentence works right here? Courtesy of Microsoft, and what's the next word?
Bill Gates.
Gates. Gates open. Microsoft Gates. Gates open. Cabrera, who has committed an error earlier today on a ground ball from Billy Butler, fields that one just fine to his glove side, and that's a 6-pitch inning for Fister with the lead. Tigers lead 2-1 at the end of 5.
Future son-in-law. He's got a Montgomery jersey.
That's
on, too.
right, and he's a smart young man. So Wes and Ashley will be married when?
14 months from yesterday, September 20th of 14.
Okay. Wow. And Monty was not with us, as he normally is, last night because having a engagement party at the Montgomery house.
We were able to host a really nice party for Wes and Ashley, and his family was in from Decatur, Illinois, so great time.
Austin Jackson, Torrey Hunter, and Miguel Cabrera are coming up for the Tigers in the 6th inning. James Shields has 4 strikeouts, and all of those have come against the first 2 hitters in the lineup, Jackson and Hunter. And Austin Jackson at the moment trying to fight his way out of a slump. And when you're in a slump, it always seems like the count is 0-2, as it is again here on Jackson. Now Monty is going to stay up here for another half inning, because when James Shields took the mound in the 5th inning with Phantom Cam, we showed you the release point of some of his pitches in super slow motion. The one that got to me was the slider. And if you want to see why guys end up with Tommy John surgery and other problems with their elbow or their shoulder, that slider that we saw in super slow motion, I thought was great evidence why.
Right, and when you're throwing the pitch, you don't have any idea what's happening on that recoil. But we saw James Shields when he made the delivery, you think you're going to be on the side of the ball, and here we're going to see Irvin Santana doing the same thing. You think you're on the side of the ball throwing that slider, then at the end your arm actually twists the other way like you think you would do on a changeup, but you want to be on the other side of the ball for the slider. So it must just be a natural reaction that the body makes after it delivers that pitch.
Didn't hit it very hard, but Jackson puts an end to an 0 for 18 as he begins the 6th inning with a single. Now, if you hadn't seen that video of Irvin Santana, or the video that we showed you of James Shields with his slider last inning, would you have known that your wrist turned in that many different directions when you're throwing a slider?
No, because you're thinking everything going in one direction. It's almost like you're going in 2 opposite directions with immediate recoil. So yeah, a lot of knowledge from the Phantom Cam.
Okay, so the ball, or his fingers are on the outside part of the ball. But then
well, throwing a baseball overhand is unnatural. It's not like a softball player. You know, softball you can pitch every day of the week, because your underhand, your arm, when you walk, everything's down low, and you don't have the stress on the elbow and the shoulders like you do in hardball. James has a really quick pickoff move.
Tejada, they get the lead runner and they turn a double play.
Boy, that was sweet. Miguel Tejada, man, that ball barely stayed in his glove a split second. That was as natural a movement as you can make it. Very smooth. That made that play. Look at that. All in one motion. Soft hands. Yeah, says James Shields will take that second double play of the afternoon. Yeah.
There would be selection B in our Sprint Unlimited Answers poll right there. Intensity. Pulled foul by Miguel Cabrera, 0-1.
And especially with Miguel coming up.
And 47% agree with us. The biggest attribute that James Shields brings to the Royals, intensity. He's a fighter out there, and there are very few pitchers in the history of the game that have been able to channel anger properly out there and be successful with it.
And he really is a different animal. For 3 hours, every 5th day, he becomes a different animal when he takes that hill. It's just amazing to watch him get ready for a game and how he competes.
Just missed, 2-2. I can just think of so many young pitchers the Royals have had over the years where somebody would say, you know what, he's competing so much, he cares so much, he needs to find a way to just calm down. He gets mad at himself out there, and it works against him. But with James Shields and somebody like Jake Peavy with the White Sox, I think maybe the most famous pitcher would be Bob Gibson, was somebody who could really use his anger to his benefit.
Kevin Apier was a lot like that.
A little high, 3-2. I forgot about Kevin Apier. You could hear him up on I-70 when he would yell at himself when he didn't like the call or the pitch.
It was intimidating. I faced him 4 times in one game. Easy over. And James won that one.
And the defense comes through again. They turn a double play. So James Shields has given up 2 runs through 6 innings, and the Royals are down 2-1. Sonic Slam inning. Our contestant is John W. Loesch, or Losh, the second from Kansas City, Missouri. And if the Royals hit a home run in this inning, John wins $800. If the Royals hit a grand slam out of the park, John wins $25,000 from Sonic and the Kansas City Royals.
Well, Brian Pena saw something fly on the field. He looked over and he walked over and picked it up, and it was a $5 bill. Somebody floated out there. So there's a guy that appreciates the dollar. He went over and picked it up. Instead of putting it in his own pocket, he took it over to the pitching coach and gave it to him, and he put it in his pocket.
Well, that would be the Tigers' Sonic Slam inning, which is worth $5. Ours is worth $800. Salvador was hit by a pitch in the 3rd inning, and he singled in the 1st. Backhanded by Cabrera, and his throw is in time for the 1st out. And all of a sudden, Doug Fister has become very pitch efficient after pitching with a very high count in the first 3 innings.
Yeah, and he's getting the Royals to swing early.
Mix of blue sky, sun, and clouds on a mostly mild day today so far. Our AT&T trivia question: when was the last season the Royals had 3 pitchers go over 200 innings? Strike to Lorenzo Cain, who is 0 for 2.
Well, at least we got a multiple choice today.
Pulled foul, 0-2.
Okay, there's him recognizing that big curve. Just out in front. 3rd time through the order. See if the Royals can make a little adjustment. And that being just find a hole.
Hit hard and past Cabrera for a base hit. So down to the count 0-2. Lorenzo Cain has his first hit, and the Royals have the tying run on.
That's an interesting pitch there. Looked to me like that. A little split finger changeup grip to that.
So he's hit in 9 in a row. And now we'll see if he'll take a shot at running on Pfister as Moustakas takes a curve for a strike.
Okay, let's see what this pitch was. Look at the grip here. That's his changeup grip, but his fingers are kind of spread out on him. See how his arm pronates too after delivery.
And now fastball in for a strike. Moustakas doesn't like it. Walks almost halfway in between home plate and the dugout to pull himself back together.
Now it drifted back over the plate. Moose been getting a lot of curveballs from Pfister today.
Blocked by Pena, 1-2.
That was a good pickup by Bryant.
Curveball, got him. 5 strikeouts for Pfister and 2 against Moustakas with that same pitch.
Yeah, he fed him a whole bunch of them earlier. Now that one there had a little bit more downward break to it. Some of the other ones he kind of brought in the back door. Out in front of it. See that? Ball isn't in the picture yet.
And now Miguel Tejada, who has driven in the only run against Pfister, who had a very high pitch count in the first 3 innings. 68, but then a 9-pitch 4th, a 6-pitch 5th, and a pretty quick inning here in the 6th. He is without a walk today. He has hit a batter. That's nothing new for Pfister. He walks very few. And maybe the Royals didn't see the best of Anibal Sanchez on Friday night. And we know they didn't see the best of Justin Verlander last night. But you also have to give the Royals some credit because they really grinded those 2 starting pitchers and worked them for a combined 9 walks. So it's not just that those 2 starters weren't with their A game. That approach of putting pressure on the pitcher as opposed to putting pressure on yourselves, which George Brett has been preaching since day one, is taking over as hitting coach, slowly but surely taking effect.
Sure is. Work and focus on your pitch.
1-2 on Tejada.
But those walks were big. And most of them ended up scoring. Grifol and George Brett both work hand in hand. They do everything together. Not one guy's in charge of a certain aspect of hitting and the other guy does another thing. They work together.
Kane runs and he picked a good pitch. No chance for Brian Pena. So now the tying run is in scoring position. It's a 2nd stolen base today for the Royals against Pfister. And what is that now, 15 against Pfister?
15. Now, Miguel Tejada, he's just looking to shorten up his swing and just put the ball in play with 2 strikes.
And the curveball, boy, that's a pitch you really can't give up on. I mean, when that came out of Pfister's hand, Tejada thought that thing was going to sail over his head. And it almost ended up being a strike.
Sure did. That's what freezes hitters. The initial release point falls way up there.
And he will walk, so that's the first allowed by Pfister. And now Alcides Escobar comes up with 2 on and 2 out.
Escobar does have a home run against Pfister in his career. Jim Leyland's starting to pace a little bit, saying, I wonder what I'm going to do. Got a couple guys out there Mike could bring in.
And those two guys we just showed you, Phil Koch, the lefty, Bruce Rondon, the rookie right-hander. And if I can read lips correctly, like Doug Fister, before Jeff Jones could even say anything to him, said, "I'm good."
All right, the crowd's trying to help Escobar, and he's way overdue for a big hit. See if he can do it with 2 outs. 325 hitter with runners in scoring position this year, but it's been a while since he's knocked one in.
And starts him off with a curve.
Torrey Hunter in right field is awfully shallow. They know Cabrera likes to hit the ball that way. Escobar. Hey, and so Hunter's going to do all he can to see if he can throw out Lorenzo Cain if the ball's hit there. Playing very shallow.
Way outside. 1-1. Three straight curveballs.
Yep.
That time Fister got the high strike. 1-2.
Got to stay right in there on that, especially with 2 strikes. If he throws it again, you got to fight it off. Third time through the order, these guys should be able to pick that up now.
And Fister caught Cain dancing around at second base. It's been a home run game, and a home run game with nobody on base. The Tigers 2 solo home runs, the Royals 1. We haven't seen a base hit yet from either team with runners in scoring position. Now Cain has really caught Fister's attention. Another one hopper out to Peralta. He will barehand and makes a nice play to end the inning. So the Royals had another chance. They have stranded 7 today against Fister, and the Tigers still lead 2-1.
High, Miller Lite.
And it's showtime for the defenders. Tejada. Dyson. And James Shields giving it up. Tejada again. Passion.
I think those two enjoy being on the field at the same time. Tejada and Shields.
Gotta love it, man. I'm telling you. It's made a difference with this team. That mindset.
All in one on Prince Fielder. 2 runs, 2 solo home runs for the Tigers. 1 run, 1 solo home run for the Royals. Cabrera and Dirks have homered for Detroit. Tejada has homered for the Royals. Broke his bat, and they'll float that over Escobar for a base hit. Fielder has his 2nd hit of the game. And the Tigers have a leadoff man on for a 2nd straight inning. On the radar gun today, Doug Fister up to 92, James Shields 94. Remember, you can get downloads up to 50 megabits per second with Time Warner Cable Ultimate Internet.
Shields got Victor Martinez to hit into a nice 4-6-3 double play last time up. Can he do it again? Change-ups that move away from sinkers away usually induce the grounders when you're trying to pull.
And he gets the ground ball, but it's through the right side as Fielder will hold. So that's just baseball. Made the pitch, he got the ground ball. It was just perfectly placed in between Hosmer and Tejada. Now the Royals will gather on the mound and talk about what they're going to do with Johnny Peralta, and maybe in the event he drops down a bunt. Peralta is a .301 hitter with 25 doubles.
And he's raked James Shields 3 home runs in his career. So you wonder if Jim Leland's not going to just let him swing the bat.
And I'll add that he has just 1 sacrifice bunt all year. And the Royals are playing in, but not necessarily defending against the bunt, as Moustakas and Hosmer are both even with the bag, but they're nowhere near the grass. One ball, 1 strike. Well, you hope for a double play here. I mean, if there was ever a time for a triple play, I mean, there is very, very little speed out there for the Tigers.
To Hopper to Moose.
I mean,
third.
it wouldn't have to be a perfect ground ball.
Right to Moose on the way to third, touch third, go around the horn with it. Good call, Ryan. That'd be the call of the century if you can get him to hit into a triple play right here.
Two and one. Royals have turned 2 double plays today. They got Hunter to ground into 1 in the 6th, and Martinez in the 4th. James Shields has not walked a hitter today. Two and two. 82 pitches, 62 strikes for James Shields. And he has not had an inning where he's thrown 20 or more pitches. So that has something to do with the way the defense has played behind him. This is really the only time all game where he has lost his rhythm and his tempo.
Well, it's because Peralta's taking his time. He's slow playing.
Shields spinning off that pitch, and it misses low, 3-2. Off of Shields. And then he couldn't secure the ball and get an out at first base. And now the pain settles in. The adrenaline took over for a moment. So Peralta has an infield hit, and the Tigers have the bases loaded with nobody out.
Yeah, that hurt. James going to walk it off. Right about that. Usually when you're a competitor like that, it looks like it hit him in the hamstring. You stay on it. You don't even feel that pain until you complete the play. Then once the play's over, that's when you say, ouch. Hit him on his left hamstring.
Well, it didn't look pretty. I mean, the first time he wasn't even able to follow through with his motion. And the second one looked painful all the way up here in the booth, but he told Ned Yost and Nick Kenny he was fine.
He said, take a hike. I'm all right. But he's in quite a jam now all of a sudden. Let's see if he can work some magic. Dirks homered off him earlier. He'd love a strikeout and a double play. Good way to get out of it.
And it was Dirk's home run in the 5th inning. That is the difference in the game right now. Home run to straightaway center field. And just over Gerard Dyson's glove.
It's back in the 5th inning.
One ball, one strike. It was the 7th home run of the year for Dirks. Miguel Cabrera has also homered for the Tigers. Tigers did not have one single extra base hit in game 1. There's 2 extra base hits in game 2. And now the 2 home runs today as Dirks is down 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Okay, I know James Shields is checking. He's got Dirks, Pena, and Santiago coming up. Don't have the meat of their order.
Got him. Well, the hamstring is fine. He saves his best changeup for Andy Dirks with the bases loaded, nobody out. 5 strikeouts for James Shields.
Well, this is when aces get to work here. When he knows he's got to execute, runners out there, he's going to. Brian's just come up with bases loaded twice this year. He's open to. James, he likes to move the infielders himself. He sees a guy playing where he doesn't want him, he moves him. Those are the type of in-game adjustments that James makes.
Pena has 2 ground balls today. He's rolled one to Tejada at second, and he's grounded back to Shields.
Stay hot. That's exactly what he wants. Shields. He wants him to roll him over.
1-1.
Love how Miguel Tejada backs up the throw from Salvador Perez to James Shields on the ball back to him. Little thing, but could be a big thing. The attention to detail that Tejada puts on out there is awesome to watch.
In the air to center field, and Dyson has to retreat. So that'll get the run home. Brian Pena's sac fly will score Prince Fielder and give Detroit a 3-1 lead.
Okay, off the bat, didn't look like it was going to be deep enough. Dyson throws the ball pretty well, but it just kind of kept drifting. Pena did his job. That wind is picking up a little bit. Now it's blowing straight out of the ballpark, so that helped that ball push it out to some.
So it's a number 9 hitter, Santiago, with 2 on, 2 out. Shields wants Perez to go through the signs again. Fielder singled, Martinez singled, and then Peralta hit the line drive off of Shields' leg. So this is not the best case scenario for James Shields. However, if he could give up just the 1 run after the Tigers had the bases loaded with nobody out, that's not bad with the Royals still having 9 outs on offense today.
Yeah, no, he'd be happy. He'd just find a way.
Got the corner. 1-1 on Santiago. And that's past Moustakas and into left field. Martinez will be held. A slow runner and a Gold Glove left fielder who basically had a throw from deep short. And Tom Brookins, Tiger third base coach, wisely put up the stop sign.
Yep, did the right thing. James not out of the woods yet. Ball had eyes on it.
And now Austin Jackson, who becomes somewhat of a dangerous hitter here. And it's not just because the bases are loaded, but he just put an end to a pretty long slump last time up, even though he didn't hit the ball hard. He had been 0 for 18 when he blooped a single to right. So that's a confident hitter at the plate. And how about that bounce for the Royals? Off the signage panel behind home plate, right back to Salvador Perez. And Victor Martinez got a good read and didn't come to the plate.
Yeah. And, you know, it's too bad because they could have picked up an out there. Typically, runners, he sees that he's coming home, but the right carom that time stopped Victor before he can get any momentum coming. So a good read.
No swing. 2-0. Baseball, probably the sport that has the least amount of home field advantage. But I saw a little bit of it there on the ball that got past Perez, because he turned almost anticipating the bounce, where maybe somebody else, the ball gets by him with a runner at 30, just puts his head down and runs to the screen. But Salvador's first reaction was almost expecting, or at least setting himself up for a ball that came right by him. I mean, he could have very easily put his head down and ran right by it.
Yeah, no, you're right.
Martinez at third, Peralta at second, Santiago is at first.
Jackson 0 for 3 with him loaded up this year.
Two and two.
Okay, now he struck out Austin Jackson with some high four-seam fastballs 2 times already early in this game before that last base hit he got.
Him out. So pitching on one leg after taking the line drive from Johnny Peralta. James Shields limits the Tigers to just 1 run in the 7th.
Nice job. Took a little longer than he wanted.
For the best deals on new Ford cars and trucks, visit thoroughbredford.com. Tigers have scored a run in the 1st, 5th, and 7th. The Royals scored just 1 run in 6 innings against Doug Fister, and that was thanks to a home run from Miguel Tejada in the 2nd. Fister over 100 pitches, so Drew Smiley comes on, and the Royals will open the 7th inning with 3 straight left-hand batters.
Yeah, and I think Fister be happy with his outing. He did a nice job. Smiley, you saw him last night, sinks his fastball. He's got a cutter, slider, curve, changeup. He's got them all. But the way James Shields has been grinding through this game here, he sure could use some runs. Right man in the right spot to get it going.
And Dyson faces Smiley for the first time. He singled, stole his 13th base in the 2nd, and then grounded into a double play in the 4th. So thinking bunt, and takes a fastball for a strike.
Yeah, I can see Santiago, the second baseman of the Tigers today, talking to Victor Martinez over there. He says, if he bunts it to me, I got it.
And now checks his swing and takes a strike, 0-2.
And so the fielders will back up because they don't expect a bunt 0-2. If you foul it off, you're out.
Just got a piece of it. Royals have left 7 runners on base today against Doug Fister, and now trying to turn that around against Drew Smyly, who appeared in the game last night in the Royals' 6-5 win. Smyly pitched the last inning and a third for Detroit. Gave up a base hit to Mike Moustakas and then retired the next 4. Slap foul by Dyson, 0-2. One ball, 2 strikes. And Dyson giving him a battle. We told you last night, Drew Smyly grew up not too far from here. He grew up in Little Rock. And when the Tigers are in town, he has a pretty big pass list of family and friends. Tigers took him in the 2nd round out of the University of Arkansas 3 years ago. And Dyson evens the count at 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Yeah, just, compete with him, battle. Smiley's coming right at you. Lefty's only hitting a $145 off of Smyly. That's why Jim Leland said, you know what, I know the perfect guy to come in to start this inning here with Dyson and Gordon Hosmer coming up.
And another foul ball. Remember, the Royals have rolled out a new interactive program called Royals Rewards. You can earn points for online ticket purchases and social activity with the Royals website, Facebook, and Twitter. Go to royalsrewards.com. And Dyson fouls off another pitch.
More pitches you foul off, the more confidence you gain. Wait for the cookie.
Another foul ball.
That's beautiful. He's battling. Smyly, his body language is saying, really? What do I got to do? Why don't you just throw one right down the middle, take your chances.
Oh, got the corner. Dyson thought it was inside. It has been a bigger strike zone today than it was last night, and we figured that out about 3 pitches into the game. So Smyly doesn't have to deal with the distraction of having Dyson on the bases. And outside, ball 1 to Alex, who was 0 for 3 against Fister. One ball, 1 strike. Alex faced Smyly last night, and he struck out. Two and 1. Alex just 1 for 8 against Drew Smyly. Royals have not scored since the Tejada home run in the 2nd inning. 2 and 2.
Smyly just throwing them cutters, sliders. Ball breaking away from the lefty.
Well, the Royals really fouling off a lot of pitches against Smyly.
It's got some late movement in there, and they can't square it up.
Bruce Rondon was warming up alongside Phil Koch a couple of innings ago, but Jim Leyland decided to go with the lefty Smiley instead of the lefty Koch as Alex ground out to second. And that's 2 down in the 7th inning. Some new dates were added to the popular all-you-can-eat section. Fans could purchase specific seats, which include unlimited ballpark fare. So that means all the hot dogs, nachos, peanuts, pretzels, and Pepsi products you can handle for just $40. The all-you-can-eat seats. Next one is tomorrow against Baltimore. And you can check the remaining dates at Royals.com/all-you-can-eat.
Yum.
2-0. Hosmer is 0 for 3 today. Had a pretty good swing there and fouled it straight back. 2-1.
Looks like that went off of Brian Pena. Hosmer not having any trouble against lefties this year. .330 average. He's got 1 home run against him.
I asked him about that. I said, have you always been a good hitter against lefties? He said, no, not really. And that maybe this year was such a focus for him early in the season in keeping that front shoulder in, whether he was facing a righty or a lefty, that has translated for him into more success against lefties.
It's all about that, keeping that front shoulder closed. Fly open, you're an easy prey to breaking balls away.
Just got a piece of it. Still 3 balls, 2 strikes. Hosmer hit .228 his first 2 years against left-hand pitching. So that's a big spike this year.
It sure is. And it's all about confidence. If you get off to a good start against lefties, or say you have a good home run season coming early, you start hitting some balls out of the ballpark, it just steamrolls.
And got him to chase a pitch that was out of the strike zone. And
he's calling foul ball.
Hosmer immediately turned to Vic Carapazza, so he believed right away that he made contact. Carapazza agreed, and then Brian Pena reacting the other way. We have Phantom Cam. Now, all the umpires will get together. So Vic Carapazza is going to ask the other 3 guys, now, did you see him make contact? Obviously, the call here. Yep, still going to call it a foul ball. That's a tough one to reverse, because I think if Carapazza thought he saw contact,
I didn't see it there.
No. Well, Hosmer sold it because as soon as he swung and missed, he turned around and looked at the home plate umpire.
Jim Leyland, all he wanted to do was ask Vic to get some help, and he did.
And one more pitch, and Brian Pena. That was an unprofessional move by a normally professional catcher, showing up the home plate umpire as Hosmer strikes out to end the inning.
Panera takes us around the league. Evan Longoria with his 20th Rays trying to win their 5th straight. White Sox winning against Atlanta right now, trying to take that series. Cleveland, Justin Masterson on a roll, although Brian Dozier breaks up his no-hitter in the 7th inning. Seattle all over Houston, 10-0. Plenty of runs for Felix Hernandez. Bartolo Colon on the hill for Oakland. He is spotted to an early lead, 2-0. And Baltimore and Texas go tonight. Our Mazda game break takes us to Cleveland and Minnesota up at Target Field. And this would be Jason Kipnis, 15th on the year. So the Indians have not been able to gain ground this weekend, struggling with the Tigers also losing, but they are trying to get that win today. Let's see if the Royals can come back here with Kelvin Herrera now on the mound, guys.
All right, Joel, a Chevy called to the bullpen. So Shields goes 7 innings and can only hope for a no decision as he departs with the Royals down 3-1. And now Herrera comes on to face Hunter, Cabrera, and Fielder. Torrey Hunter is 0 for 3 so far. He struck out twice against Shields, and Shields got him to ground into a double play. Fastball at 98.
Yep, they're going to get the high end of the fastball there, upper 90s, change-ups, beautiful pitch at about 88, 89. And he's been incorporating more of his breaking ball. There it is. It's a nice one. They wanted him to use that pitch more when they sent him down to AAA. Said, you know what, let's give you more than just the fastball changeup, because hitters are sitting on your fastball and they're gearing up for it. When you fall behind in the count, they know it's coming. As a result, the 8 home runs he gave up early in the season, the first half, they had to do some adjustments.
Fastball just outside.
But a guy like Herrera, who gets right mentally with the confidence in his arsenal of pitches, makes that bullpen even better.
Delayed call, but a strike. And now Vic Carapazza is in Torrey Hunter's doghouse. Carapazza just moments ago was having some issues with Brian Pena after Carapazza ruled that Eric Hosmer fouled a pitch off.
It's amazing Phantom Cam can slow it down even with Herrera's arm speed.
Fastball up and in at 100 miles an hour. Even Miguel Cabrera can't do anything with that pitch.
No, but did you notice his swing? Real easy. He's going to let Herrera supply the power. Cabrera's not going to overswing at all. He doesn't need to. He always stays within himself.
Escobar throws low. Hosmer makes a play for the second out. So Cabrera 1 for 4 with his first inning home run.
Okay, that hanging little breaking ball right there did the job. It stayed up, but hitters aren't used to seeing him use his breaking ball more. So this is a pitch that's really going to help him.
Prince Fielder 2 hits today and a run scored. He has 4 hits in the last 2 games of the series. It's interesting going back to that 8th inning. 2nd and 3rd 1-run game. Cabrera coming up with an open base. Fielder behind him. And Ned Yost knew that Cabrera was 0 for 6 against Aaron Crow, so he gave Crow a chance to pitch to Cabrera very carefully. But Ned also said, I spent 5 years in Milwaukee with Prince Fielder, and I saw what an intentional walk in front of him resulted in.
Yeah.
And so maybe Cabrera would walk because Crowe would pitch him carefully and not be able to get in the strike zone, and Cabrera wouldn't swing. But he certainly wasn't just going to give Cabrera up and
let Prince do the damage.
Give him some extra incentive.
Yeah, that's good, smart thinking. Cabrera can rear back and see if he can get a fastball up by him, or his changeup that moves away. He's got weapons. There it is.
Best changeup he's thrown since he's come back. So he strikes out 2 in the top of the 8th inning. Royals down 3-1. The bottom of the 7th inning, Eric Hosmer struck out, and Brian Pena gestured to home plate umpire Vic Carapazza because they disagreed on a call the pitch before that. And we had a camera on Brian Pena as he came out of the dugout before this inning here. And I had a feeling, because Brian Pena, when he was with the Royals, respected the game, played the game the right way, that realized that that was the wrong thing to do. So the first thing he did was go out and apologize to Vic Carapazza, and those hand gestures were toward first base umpire and crew chief Wally Bell, as if to say, hey, I talked to him, that was my fault, and I'm sorry.
No, that's the proper thing to do. Glad to see Pena doing that. He was caught up in the heat of the moment. Previous swing by Hosmer, you know, he didn't foul it off, but home plate umpire said he did.
So Bruce Rondon, future Tigers closer. Question is, when is that future? Later this year, next year, after that? The Tigers had hope that he would be their closer on opening day this year.
Yeah, but you know, he doesn't have experience. You know, for a championship caliber team like the Tigers are, you can't have a rookie closer. He throws hard. You can see that he's a 100+ guy, and he's got a slider to go with it. But sometimes in situations, how tough it can be in the 9th inning, and especially on the road, you got to have some experience.
Ed Yost very non-committal before the game today when asked if Greg Holland would be available for a 3rd straight game after the break. Billy grounds to short, so he's 1 for 4 today. So 1 down. So we'll just have to wait and see.
That's it.
Remember, you can vote for the Royals Player of the Month, sponsored by Majestic and Rally House. Vote at Rally House stores and get a chance to go on field and meet the winning player. So another matchup here of Little League buddies. Bruce Rondon, Salvador Perez, both from Valencia, Venezuela. Crack bat, and Cabrera makes the play. Perez is out number 2. He's 1 for 3. Well, you can swing for the fences with the new Home Run Derby mobile game from MLB.com that features previous Home Run Derby competitors. Enjoy the arcade mode that brings high-impact thrills as you compete for the highest scores, or Derby mode that recreates the authentic Derby tournament. You get that, Hud?
No, it's over my head. Sorry. But let's see what that Phantom Cam shows you when you crack a bat. Look at his hand. His top hand came off, all that vibration sends it all the way up through your arms to your shoulders.
One and one on Kane, who's 1 for 3 and has a 9-game hitting streak. One and two, 101 miles an hour. Now, you hear these stories about kids when they're in Little League, and you wonder if they're really true or not. I mean, it makes for a good story, but I told you that Rondon and Perez played Little League together. Well, apparently Rondon was also a catcher, and that's because the Little League he played in decided that he threw too hard for that age group. So they made him a catcher.
That's not fair.
Until he got a little older, and then they thought, okay, that's the right speed for this age group, as he cranks it up to 102 miles an hour and strikes out Kane to end the bottom of the 8th inning.
Whew. He throws too hard for this league.
Visit Jeep.com. Very hot beginning to the weekend, and then we had all those thunderstorms last night, which somehow skipped Kauffman Stadium. We had thunderstorms to the north, to the east, to the south, to the west. We didn't have a single drop here at the ballpark, but what we did have is a change of the weather
pulling some of the heat and humidity out. So it's a warm day, but not a brutally hot day that we could have for that young lady's birthday, July the 21st.
Beautiful day.
Nice breeze to move some of that warm air around. Another close game. Royals and Tigers. What else is new? 3-1 ninth inning. Kelvin Herrera will stay on for the ninth and pitch to Victor Martinez, who has 2 hits, Johnny Peralta, who has a hit, and Andy Dirks, who has a home run. Kelvin Herrera looked like the April version of Herrera when he pitched in the 8th inning with 2 strikeouts, and one of them with his best changeup since he's been called back up.
No question, a good Herrera makes that solid bullpen dangerous. You got Herrera and Holland at the end. Crow, Hochaver, guys that have been doing a good job out there.
Royals bullpen this year against the Tigers has allowed 1 run in 20 innings.
Impressive.
That's a big reason, maybe the biggest reason, why the Royals are 5-2 so far against Detroit, because these two teams have played 5 straight 1-run games. Anytime you win 1-run games, 1-run low-scoring games for the most part, you're going to need a stellar effort from the bullpen.
You got that right. They've been good. And, you know, the Tigers aren't exactly a soft-hitting team. And this is one of the premier offensive teams in the American League. But when you got better pitching, it outdoes good hitting.
2-2 on Victor Martinez. Joaquin Benoit would be the Tigers closer at the moment.
He's been a pretty good short-term fill-in guy. And with the trade deadline coming, you know, they're going to add a reliever. It might be hard for them to get a veteran established closer, but at least a setup man or some help in the bullpen.
Out of play.
I'm sure that Dave Dombrowski will be able to pull off something to help him out.
Well, he's pulled off 2 great trades the last 2 years. The Tigers are the best team in baseball in 2011 and 2012 in the second half. 2 years ago, you mentioned they got Doug Fister. There's Dave Dombrowski. Last year, they got Anibal Sanchez and Omar Infante from the Marlins. So who knows? He might be scanning the computer right now, thinking about his options.
Oh, they're in constant contact with all the other general managers. They have a good working relationship. I talked with Dave Dombrowski yesterday about this. I said, you know, you're a veteran GM now. But when he started, he was 31 years old for the Montreal Expos. And I was one of the mistakes that he made by bringing me on board with the Expos. But he quickly got past that. But he's got a lot of experience. Since then, he went to the Marlins. They won him a championship. He's got a lot of experience. And I said, do you ever give any help to some of the other young GMs? Like, do they ask you for advice? And he says, well, it depends. I'm not going to give them anything more than they need. But if it's a personnel thing and somebody asks me a question about that, I'll help them. He says, we have a very good working relationship with all the GMs. So we're always talking. Small fraternity.
It's a common misperception, too, that you try and beat a team in a trade. Now, you try and beat them on the field, right, but most general managers, now they hope the trade works out better for them than the other team, but in the bigger picture, they want it to be a positive trade for both sides. Otherwise, you become a general manager who gets a reputation nobody wants to deal with him. Pulling a fast one.
Right. It's kind of like Masterson with Cleveland. Ooh, good swing.
Kane to the corner. And Peralta is into second base. He leads the Tigers in doubles. And that one right there is number 26.
It's like when Justin Masterson was, he was over there with the Boston Red Sox. Terry Francona had him as manager. When they traded him, he wanted Masterson to come in and hear what the GM said about him. So they're all trying to do what's right for the player, too.
Andy Dirks. He homered to straightaway center field against Shields in the 5th inning. That turned the 1-1 tie into a 2-1 game. And then the Tigers added a run in the 7th on a sac fly from Brian Pena. Outside, ball 1. Speaking of Masterson, that deal you're talking about, it involved a guy in the game right now, Victor Martinez, going from the Indians to the Red Sox. I think that was a deal that worked out for both teams. Martinez had some productive years in Boston. And a soft line drive gets past Escobar and goes out into left field as Dirks has his 2nd hit. Peralta goes to 3rd. It's Ichiro-like.
Yeah, that's lucky swing. He's going good. Change up, and he stayed on it off the end of the bat with a good short swing. Right off the very end. Look at the vibration.
You know, it's just been fascinating watching that on Phantom Cam, and also too to see what the vibration does to the hands. I mean, for Dirks, that vibration literally shot his fingers off the bat. Watch his top hand. He has the fingers wrapped around the bat, and the vibration just throws his fingers off the handle.
Yeah, and we saw the Phantom Cam show us Salvador Perez's broken bat. It took his hand completely off the bat.
And there he is, the great Morgan Kramer.
He's a fantastic photographer.
You know, and his nickname is Phantom. So it's a perfect matchup for him.
And would you call a cameraman a photographer?
Yeah. Taking pictures, motion pictures.
No, he's saying, oh, how about videographer? How about image stylist?
Brian Pena, left center field. Alex, nice play, but once again, Brian Pena with a sacrifice fly drives in a run, and now in the 9th inning, the Tigers lead 4-1. You know, sometimes a player does something with another team and you begin to realize what he did with the Royals and what Brian Pena has done today. I mean, he never was a big run producer. He didn't get a lot of playing time.
Yep.
But he was many times the best bat control guy the Royals had. Infield back, you need a ground ball. Brian did a good job of putting the bat on the ball. Runner at second, nobody out. He was one of the best getting the runner to third. And now when the Tigers have needed a fly ball, the last 2 times he's come to the plate, he's delivered with a sac fly.
I thought he missed second base.
And the throw down to second. You got Royals diving all over the place, and Tejada keeps it out of center field. And Andy Dirks has a stolen base.
And that saved an error. Nice job by Tejada.
Now, did I miss something?
Okay,
There
well,
were runners at first and third.
okay, look at Escobar. That's going to be the no-look catch.
The guy's got to protect his lips. You know what I mean?
Exactly. But you know that Phantom Cam, it shows everything at the last minute there. But I don't understand why they appealed at second base either. But Tejada was calling timeout, and he was standing on second base.
I mean, there were runners at first and third, right?
That's what I thought.
Fly ball left field. Catch is made.
Maybe Dirks came all the way to second base
And didn't retouch.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah. Let's see Dirks.
So there's the play. that had to be what it was.
Yeah.
Ball is hit twice by Santiago as he fouls it away. I had to take a second to process that. I mean, wait a minute.
Yeah, Dirks went all the way to second base, and then he touched it, and he picks it up, and he's saying, hey, he never retagged. Good try.
It's a heads-up play because, I mean, first of all, someone's paying attention. That number 2, what umpire is responsible for keeping an eye on that, right?
Yep. I'm going to say the first base umpire. Paulie Bell.
Herrera strikes out 3 in his 2 innings. The Tigers add a run in the 9th inning, and Benoit pitches with a 4-1 lead.
All right. Moose had a game last night. 3 hits with a homer. Today, Miguel Tejada with the only run. Solo shot. Early. 2nd inning. So to try to put a little bit of water on the fire here, if there is any fire going to be started, will be Benoit.
An isolated shower earlier today.
It's a downpour. That's a heavy downpour.
Now, much better today because we're 5,000 frames per second during the day as opposed to 3,000 at night. But since you're an image stylist, you know all about that.
That's right.
Marquise Benoit, 8 out of 8 in save opportunities. The Tigers, they've had a shaky closer situation the last couple of years. Now, 2 years ago, Jose Valverde went the whole season in the postseason without blowing a save. The Tigers were always very reluctant to hand this role off to Benoit, thinking that he was best pitching the 8th instead of the 9th. Well, this year, with no real solid alternatives other than an unproven Bruce Rondon, they were forced to put him in the role. And so far, he does not have a blown save.
Oh, he's been good. Mid-90s fastball, slider, and a great changeup. His changeup, he'll throw that anytime. It's really a good one. Rally caps are on.
Good swing by Moustakas. Down 1-2. Big crowds the first 2 games. Not as big today, but 35,000 on Friday night, 30,000 last night. The Royals were hoping for a sweep today over the Tigers. That is a fair ball off the bag, and Moustakas will be on to begin the 9th inning. Sometimes it helps to be a little lucky.
That makes Moose 2 for 8 in his career against Benoit. Boy, when you hit that back, you love that usually as a hitter. Now, you'd like for it to go over, but I think Victor Martinez might have gotten that ball had it not hit the base.
And Benoit was over there in plenty of time to cover, so Moustakas needed the break, and he got it. The Royals need another runner for a chance. Miguel Tejada homered in the second inning against Doug Fister, and that tied the game at 1. The Royals have not scored since. Tejada has also been on base today with a walk.
Biggie's 4 for 16 with a double lifetime against Benoit. So base runners, that's what you need. Because you just never know. Royals with 30 come from behind wins this year. How about the mom showing the kid? You can really educate your kids when you come to a ballpark. A lot of them have never been. So the mom said, "That's a rally cap, son. Put it on. Maybe it'll help."
One ball, one strike. Joaquin Benoit, long time ago now, was a big prospect in the Texas Rangers organization as a starting pitcher. And they tried for years to get him going as a starter. It never worked out. He had quite a bit of arm problems. Arm problems in the minor leagues. He has been on the disabled list 6 times as a major leaguer. Finally had surgery on his right shoulder after the 2008 season. Rangers moved him to the bullpen. He had a big season with Tampa Bay and then got a big contract with the Tigers. Santiago, they get the out at second base and they get the double play. Mike Moustakas tried to break it up with a hard slide into Johnny Peralta, but 4-6-3 for the first 2 outs of the 9th. So it's Escobar with 2 outs, nobody on. One of Benoit's first saves, in fact, I think it was his first major league save, was a 7-inning save. Figure that one out. He's been around for a while. That was 11 years ago. It was against Baltimore. The starting pitcher was ejected after 2 pitches. And then was replaced in the first inning. So Benoit came on and finished the game basically as a starter. They needed a long man. Went 7 innings.
Wow.
And got a save.
I love that.
First 7-inning save in Major League history, by the way. Now that's old school.
Ooh, man. You earned that one.
And on the ground to Peralta. So the Royals win the series. The Tigers avoid the sweep. Andy Dirks out of Burton, Kansas, hit a home run that put the Tigers in front. 2-1 in the 5th inning. The Tigers add a run in the 7th and the 9th. And so the Royals beat Anibal Sanchez and Justin Verlander in the first 2 games of the series, but didn't have much of an answer today for Doug Fister, who gave up 1 run in 6 innings. Andy Dirks is our Ford player of the game.
Yep. 7th home run on the year. just over the glove of Gerard Dyson. Detroit heads off to Chicago to play the White Sox.
And the Royals get ready for a 4-game series with the Baltimore Orioles beginning tomorrow night. We'll talk about that when we come back.